Welcome back, everyone. Here in the United States, Los Angeles is a city on edge after a weekend unrest of President Trump's immigration raids and policies. The U.S. military has confirmed that it has activated hundreds of U.S. Marines for deployment there, escalating a feud between Trump and California Governor Gavin Newsom. Okay, let's take a closer look at these demonstrations and the political fight that is behind it all. Joining us to talk about this, Ira Mehlman. He is the media director at FAIR, the Federation for American Immigration Reform. Ira, thanks so much for taking time to talk with us.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Now, so we got U.S. military, perhaps as many as 4,700 troops going to be in that area in the coming day. And you got a group of agitated demonstrators who are very frustrated with the way things have unfolded. Kind of bring us up to date. The ICE raid began all this on June 6th, targeting various workplaces, resulting in dozens of arrests, including labor leader David Huerta.
Well, first of all, these are not demonstrations. These are riots. When people start setting fires, when they start firing fireworks at federal agents, that goes beyond First Amendment rights to express your opinions. That is rioting. The local government, both the Los Angeles mayor and the governor of California, have done little to stop this from happening. And so the federal government stepped in to protect the federal officers who are trying to enforce the laws. And let's be very clear, they have been targeting primarily violent criminals. And if you look at the list of people who have been arrested over the past few days, there are many, many serious criminals. But it's also worth noting that just being in the country illegally is grounds enough for removal. And ICE has a job to do. Just because you haven't committed another crime doesn't mean you are not subject to arrest and deportation if you are violating federal immigration laws. And that's exactly what ICE has been doing, and that's exactly what these agitators are trying to prevent.
Okay, let's kind of take stock of things, however. There were no demonstrations until the troops engaged them on the ground. And there are a lot of people that said that Trump has gone through this in a very heavy-handed way, going after people who don't have criminal records, and even Holman has been very vocal about that. And a lot of people wanted Trump to go after these hardened criminals, but he's arguably not going after them. Even he admits a lot of people that they've arrested don't have any criminal record whatsoever.
Well, as I said, you don't need to have a criminal record. All you need to do is to be violating federal immigration laws. That is the prescribed penalty for being in the country illegally.
But you need to march in with troops and weapons, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
It started with the rioting that took place.
It didn't start with the rioting. The troops came first.
These were not peaceful demonstrations. These were riots, and they moved the federal troops in to prevent further damage from being wrought.
California officials have been very clear about this. They said there was no rioting whatsoever until the troops were on the ground. Can you detail exactly what you're talking about?
We have seen the videos of people attacking
with the troops, but I'm talking about before the troops got there.
When you put a federal officer's life in danger, that goes beyond just demonstrating your dislike of a particular policy. That is violence. We have seen in the past that California has neglected to enforce its laws. They were dealing with the same alacrity that they dealt with the fires back in January.
Okay. Now we're kind of getting off topic. Let's talk about the political backlash to the National Guard deployment as well. And the fact that the California governor, I think, has openly said, okay, come in and arrest me, basically daring the administration. Is this helpful at all?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure that there's necessarily a backlash outside of perhaps Berkeley or a few other places. The American public looks at what is taking place. You have people rioting, setting cars on fire, looting, doing all sorts of mischief, and they're doing it under the other flags. The American public has had enough of this, which is precisely why Donald Trump is back in the White House.
Okay. We certainly appreciate your insight and your thoughtful look at this. Ira, thank you so much.
Thank you.